Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Engineer Your Energy. I'm Caroline Milton, owner of Milton Coaching Collective, where we help individuals and organizations beat burnout, become more productive, and experience more fulfillment in their life, in their workplaces, and beyond. Today, I want to talk specifically about a post that I made last week. And in the post, I wanted to poll my LinkedIn community to see what the relationship was with TV in the evenings. Now, for a little bit of background, I used to be a person who watched TV all the way up until the time that I went to bed. I grew up with a best friend who always slept with a TV on in the background. So I didn't really think there was anything wrong with TV viewing and how it might impact sleep. But now we know the impacts of TV viewing on children and child development, but a little bit less is known about the impact of TV on sleep, and in particular on our quality of sleep. We hear a little bit about quantity in that adult viewing of TV does not really impact the quantity of sleep that we're getting. But we do know more and more about the impact of television and watching TV and screen time on the quality of sleep that we're getting. And that's measured by our fatigue levels the following day, how much energy, our ability to focus, our ability to tolerate stress. All of those things point back to our quality of sleep. So again, I used to have this relationship with TV where I watched TV all the way up until the time that I went to bed. And I wasn't alone. When I polled my LinkedIn community last week, 62% of respondents said that they watched TV up until bedtime. So they're turning off that TV within 15 minutes of going to bed. And 77% of respondents said that they watched TV to within an hour of going to bed. So I want to talk about the importance of why we should consider maybe changing our relationship with TV so that we can improve the quality of sleep. If you find yourself consistently tired, consistently stressed out, this could be a small step towards more energy and more fulfillment. So to better understand this, we need to have an overview of the sleep cycle and how it works. So throughout the night, you move through 4 stages of sleep: light sleep, transition sleep, deep sleep, and then your REM sleep. All of those different stages of sleep serve a different purpose, a different function for your body. The 2 that I want to focus primarily on are your deep sleep and then your REM sleep. These are the stages of sleep where repair from the strain of the day, where recovery and new growth is occurring, and where memory is consolidated in preparation for a new day. They're very, very important stages of sleep. But they can oftentimes be impacted by our habits throughout our day. Some of the big impacts to our stages of sleep include our diet and include our stress. So when we want to look at this, we have to specifically look at stress and the role that TV might have on stress. So if we're watching something that's very thrilling, very exciting, or even kind of scary or terrifying, that's going to increase our stress response and really excite us right before bedtime. What that then results in is an impact to our quality of sleep. That is our ability to move from our deep sleep into our REM sleep and then out of that sleep cycle and back through the sleep cycles. So if we're intaking content and media too close to the time that we're letting our head hit the pillow while our body is still in a state of stress, then we could be experiencing negative implications from sleep. Now, a different implication that watching TV can have on our body and its physiology is the exposure to blue light. Now, studies have shown that exposure to blue light impacts our body's natural production of the hormone melatonin. And one thing I want to make very clear is that melatonin should come from your body. We should be doing what we can to ensure our body is consistently and regularly releasing that melatonin when it should be releasing that melatonin. And in fact, we should not be taking melatonin supplements over the counter. That's another conversation for another day. But that is one thing I would shout to the world is please don't take melatonin to go to sleep. Let your body make its own melatonin. But melatonin is a hormone. It's what initiates tiredness in our bodies and helps us go to sleep. Blue light is emitted by the sun early in the day. So when we are exposed to blue light from technology, namely our phones, our laptop computer screens, and our TVs, that's telling the brain, hey, it's early morning. It's time to be productive. It's not time to sleep. So it's inhibiting that release of melatonin, which means that we have a harder time falling asleep and staying asleep then at night. So that's going to interrupt that sleep cycle, interrupt that sleep rhythm. Studies have shown that adults who get as little as 1 hour in deviation from the time they go to bed experience zero production of bullous growth hormone during that night of sleep. Why this is important. Your bullous growth hormone is the hormone that's responsible for repair and recovery from the strain of the day. So if you find yourself mindlessly watching TV, having that regular bedtime interrupted because of your TV viewing, you're not getting any benefits from your bullous growth hormone that night. These are all reasons why it's important to maintain regular bedtime rhythms and to create a buffer of space between the time that you go to bed and the time that you finish watching TV. If you're watching this episode today and you're like, Caroline, I can't do it. I need to start small. Don't worry, I've got you. If you feel like you're not quite ready to part with TV before bedtime, but you're ready to make some changes to improve the quality of sleep that you're getting, I want you to start with investing in blue light blocking technology if you haven't already. That is going to be an easy way to ensure that at least your melatonin is not being disturbed or interrupted from exposure to blue light. Also, studies have shown that watching a TV, it has less of an impact from a blue light perspective than watching TV on a screen in your bed, like a computer screen or your phone in your bed or elsewhere. So watch TV from across the room. Don't watch TV from 6 inches in front of your face. Try to create that separation, enjoy that TV, and then go to bed. Also, I would suggest changing what type of media you are intaking directly before bedtime. That means no Law and Order SVU right before bedtime, no murder investigations right before bedtime, no thrilling or scary content throughout your regular cadences of life. I shifted to watching comedies before bedtime. So yesterday, Ted Lasso premiered. Season 3 of Ted Lasso premiered. So from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, we watched the newest episode of Ted Lasso. My bedtime's 10 o'clock, so TV went off at 9 p.m. So shift what it is that you're taking in. In fact, when you watch a comedy, when you watch something that makes you laugh, you're getting a release of dopamine, the absolute opposite end of the stress cycle from cortisol. So finish your day with watching something that makes you laugh, that puts you in a good mood. That's another simple step that you can take. Over time, I want you to set that goal for yourself of creating more space in the time between when you finish watching TV, the last time you view a screen in your day, and the time that your head hits the pillow. Take up reading if you need your mind to be distracted or engaged elsewhere. A good book is always a good way of having that imagination ignited without the negative implications that comes from technology and the way that it impacts our brain and our body as we sleep. Why this is important. As I stressed at the top of this episode, the better quality sleep we get, the more productive we are the following day, the more energy that we have. But for such a long time, the conversations that we've been hearing have just been around quantity of sleep, that American adults aren't getting enough quantity of sleep. And that's absolutely true. We do want to focus on quantity. We want to make sure that we have that target 7 to 9 hours of sleep for adults. But we're missing a big component here, which is the quality of sleep. And there are so many just common habits in the American working adult that are detrimental to sleep, such as our intake of alcohol, our intake of caffeine, our relationships with technology, and our relationships with stress. All of these things can be addressed in order to improve the quality of your sleep, your body's ability to move through your sleep cycle, your body's ability to handle stress. If you want to learn more about this, please reach out to me at miltoncc.com. It's here on the screen. It's also in the description of this video. If this type of content would be valuable to your organizations, please reach out to me also at miltoncc.com. Next month is Sleep Awareness Month. This is perfect timing to bring content like this to your organizations to help your employees get better sleep, bring their best selves to work, and truly enjoy the workplace. Thank you for being with me today. I'll be back next Thursday, same time, same place. I hope to see you there. And until then, be well.